Namaste everyone. Welcome to our International Yoga Day conversation. Today we have with us Dr. Shivleela Gore, consultant naturopath, yoga therapist and also integrative medicine practitioner and also founder of Sage Wellness. Thank you so much ma'am for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's pleasure to be here, especially during the time when the world is celebrating yoga and its transformative impact on health and well-being. Thank you so much.
Yes ma'am. So ma'am, my first question for you is what does this theme of this World Yoga Day mean to you as a woman leader in wellness?
Okay. So as a women leader in wellness, this year's theme deeply resonates with my life's work. Yoga teaches us that health is not just an absence of disease. So the message of One Earth, One Health is reminds us that our personal well-being is not inseparable from the well-being of our communities and the planet. So every breath we take, every choice we make, it has impact beyond us. So as a naturopath and a yoga therapist, so I see yoga as a bridge that connects people with themselves and with the nature. So when we heal ourselves from within, we become more compassionate, we become more conscious, and we are more capable of contributing to a healthier world.
Wow, ma'am, very beautifully explain you all these things. So let's dive into this year's theme and explore how yoga continues to empower women around the world. So my second question is, how does yoga help women reclaim ownership of the physical and mental health?
Okay, that's a very meaningful question I would like to, address. So women often spend years caring everyone else for children, for families, communities, and careers, and they forgot taking care themselves. So most important, yoga reminds women that health is not something to be achieved externally. So it is to be nurtured internally. They should feel empowered. They should feel more active instead a passive recipient in their health journey.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I just love that perspective. The way you said that individual health and planetary health are connected with each other. And then, speaking of the personal well-being, women are often put themselves last while caring others. So, just connecting that, my next question is: what do you think about yoga has become such a powerful tool for the female empowerment globally?
Okay. So yoga empowers women because it nurtures their inner strength and self awareness. So the empowerment is not only about external success. Empowerment means here it is about confidence, resilience, self trust. Okay. How they, perceive the world, their doubts, and, build themselves in the difficult situation. So across the world, we can see the women are dealing with increasing stress levels, hormone imbalances, the lifestyle diseases, or mental health challenges. So here yoga offers a very affordable, accessible, and holistic health solution. So irrespective of your age, place, so you can practice yoga anywhere and you can start at any point of your time. So this is a very beautiful aspect of yoga, that when a woman feels connected to herself, she becomes more powerful, she becomes more confident, and even when she raises her voice she feels confident. Even she will start putting herself first, she will prioritize herself. So it means that that she's empowering indirectly, directly she's empowering. So that is why yoga become a global movement for women empowerment, I feel so.
That's so nice, ma'am. And that's such an important message. Like you said, many women are searching not just for the better health, they are searching for the confidence and resilience. Which brings me the next question, which is what is the biggest misconception women have about starting yoga practice?
So I feel the biggest misconception is women often feel that while starting yoga, they need to be flexible, they need to be fit, and they feel we are too busy to start yoga, or they see on social media that it's all about flexibility, postural management and all. So they have a self doubt. But many women believe that if they are not flexible enough or too busy for yoga, then this is a biggest misconception, I feel. Instead, yoga begins exactly where you are, whether you are recovering from illness, whether you are navigating menopause, perimenopause stage, or trying to lose those extra pounds. So, yoga starts or adapted to your needs. So it's very simple. The goal is not perfection. The goal is returning to yourself, to be yourself. It's not only touching your toes or getting into that postures. It's more about becoming yourself. It's about awareness, consistency, and self-care.
I completely agree with your thoughts. That's reassuring for many viewers who thinks they need to be a flexible before a yoga. Now you are based in Goa, so which is place known for the natural beauty, culture, wellness culture. I would love to hear your thoughts about culture and yoga.
Nature is one of the greatest healers, and Goa offers a unique environment where yoga and nature beautifully complement each other. Practicing yoga on the lovely beaches of Goa, feeling or experiencing the rhythm of waves, feeling the earth beneath your feet, and breathing the fresh ocean air. So it gives a calming, nourishing experience, grounding experience, and calms your nerve system. So basically, the result is not just physical. So on mental, emotional level also, you can feel the clarity, the balance, the peace. Means you can experience the inner harmony in a world that increasingly fast-paced, digital, and yoga inner nature allows us to be calm, to be grounded. So nature is a best healer, and thus I feel that practicing uh, in a surrounding, like the Goa's landscapes, you can see the beautiful landscape, hinterlands, rivers. So practicing there, it means you are directly connecting with the five elements.
That's so true. Like just a few minutes of the day can change your entire life, entire fitness. So at the end, I would just like to ask you, can you guide our viewers through some simple and effective breathing techniques and can practice daily on the better health and emotional well-being?
Absolutely. Breathe is one of the most powerful tool of healing within us. So yoga breath is considered the bridge between the body and the mind. So when we learn to breathe consciously, we can reduce stress, improve energy, balance hormones, and support our emotional well-being. So breathe is very powerful tool. So here I would like to share some simple breathing exercises or activities, you can say. So whether you are busy or whether you are a homemaker, so simply you have to take just 5 to 10 minutes to practice these breathing techniques. So let's start.
Okay.
So first is a diaphragmatic breathing. It is called a abdominal breathing. So diaphragmatic breathing or abdominal breathing in a yoga, this is the basics of all breathing patterns or breathing techniques. So what you have to do, you have to sit comfortably. So place one of your hand on your chest and one on your belly, and you have to inhale very slowly through the nose. So here I would like to mention that while inhaling, you have to think that you are inhaling positivity. You are inhaling oxygen. Okay. So inhale slowly through the nose for count 4. Okay. And allowing the abdomen to expand. And exhale gently through the nose for count 6. Yeah. So allowing the abdomen to rise and keep the chest relatively still. So the abdomen rises and falls. And this practice we have to continue for 5 to 10 minutes. Let's start. Inhale positivity. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale negativity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue with the gentle breathing. Inhale, exhale, and relax. So basically this type of breathing activate the relaxation response. Definitely, it reduces your stress hormones and improves digestion and sleep. So you can practice before bed also to calm the nerve system. Then we'll move to the next breathing technique, that is alternative nostril breathing, the Nadi Shodhan Pranayama. So this is also again a very powerful balancing yoga breathing technique, I must say, and excellent for emotional stability. So those who are suffering with anxieties, emotional imbalance, so those women, they must practice. So how to practice? You have to just sit comfortably again on chair or on floor and keep your spine erect. So use the right thumb to close your right nostril. Yes, and you have to slowly take a breathe through your left nostril. Okay, and then close the left nostril with the again the right finger, and yes, exhale through the right nostril or vice versa. Okay, so let's start. Use the right thumb. First, close your right nostril. Inhale. Close the left nostril. Slowly exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Continue. Inhale. Exhale. So, you have to complete one round, about 5 to 10 minutes it will take, and you can practice any time a day. So basically it balances both nostrils, you can say the hemispheres of your brain, okay, right nostril and left nostril. It improves your concentration. So the last one is a humming breath, which is my favorite breathing technique, I can say. So in a yoga, it is said the Brahmari Pranayama, but you can say humming breath. So again, sit comfortably. So take a slow, deep breath. Inhale. And while exhaling, you have to start sounding like a bee. You can feel the vibration around the neck, around the ears, and your front area of your head. And you have to repeat 5 to 7 times. And then you can feel instantly it calms the mind, and also it reduces stress and anger. So, as I said, it calms the nerve system, and especially those women who are suffering with perimenopausal symptoms, even a PMS, premenstrual syndrome, I can say, or even a menopausal, syndromes. So those women can practice this hummingbird and benefit a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am. As a woman, I can understand these situations, like you said, PMS. I have suffered from this, and this is very important. At that time, we need some cure on it. And the way you told me about this yoga, and when I was doing it, I just felt those emotions, otherwise releasing those stress points, and I just felt so overwhelmed and very nice to being with you. And thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us such a precious time to us and making our this yoga journey, and also giving those very important points to women for doing their everyday yoga session. Hope women will do it. And thank you so much, you, for being the part of our International Yoga Day conversation.
Okay, I too enjoyed a lot this conversation. So one more point here I would like to add you. So on this International Women Day, I invite every woman to give herself of a few mindful moments each day. So yoga is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning to who you truly are. So when women are healthy, or they are balanced or empowered, then families flourish, communities thrive, and the world becomes a healthier place. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Thank you.